In this video, I'll show you how to create Iman Gadzhi-style motion graphics using Filmora 13. Like this.
Who's Adam? Well, that's Adam. He creates automated YouTube channels, otherwise known as cash flow channels. Adam doesn't have to commute to work every day. He doesn't need a college degree to set up his YouTube business.
To edit like Iman Gadzhi in Filmora, first import your PNG pictures and backgrounds into the media section of the video editor. You can find free download links for all these assets in the description. Start by dragging and dropping the pictures onto the timeline, setting their duration to 2 seconds. Double-click on a picture and go to the Transform tool. Add 2 transform keyframes, increasing the scale of the first keyframe to about 130%. Smooth the curve of both keyframes in the Keyframes panel to create a seamless zoom animation similar to Iman Gadzhi's style. Next, add a title to the timeline, selecting Blue Glow ES from the Titles tab. Adjust its duration and position. Then double-click to edit it in the Titles tab. Use the Transform tool to resize and reposition the title. After editing, go to the Animation section to choose a text animation. I recommend the typewriter animation for a professional, eye-catching effect. To add some smoke animation to a cup in the picture, insert an empty video track below. Go to the Stickers tab and search for realistic smoke. Adjust its size and position according to the cup. If the smoke needs to move due to picture animation, animate it with keyframes as well. For an arrow like Iman Gadzhi's, go back to the Stickers tab and search for arrows. Download and drag an animated arrow sticker onto the timeline, adjusting its size, position, and flipping it if necessary. Drag and drop a PNG picture of a laptop onto the timeline. Add keyframes to this picture like you did with the first one, but animate it to zoom out. On the track below, place another picture that will animate onto the laptop screen. Apply the same keyframe animation so it syncs with the laptop screen animation. To give a unique touch, animate them separately by going to the Mask section. Next, select the linear mask from the Mask section and rotate it 90 degrees. Position the masking line between the white and black vectors. Then invert the mask to isolate the white vector in the picture. Duplicate the picture. And for the duplicate, turn off the invert button to isolate the black vector. Shift the position of the duplicated picture slightly forward on the timeline to create a gap between the animations of the two vectors, resulting in a staggered animation. Curve all keyframes in the keyframe panel to ensure smooth animations. Split and delete any extra parts of the two pictures below. Drag the same vector picture onto the timeline again to create the ending animation. Match the size of this picture to the first one. Add keyframes to animate it from bottom to top. To hide the vector outside the laptop screen, go to the Mask section. Place the playhead at the start of the picture. Select the linear mask. Rotate the mask 90 degrees. And move it to the top of the laptop screen. Add mask keyframes at both transform keyframes positions. Ensure the mask positions for both keyframes are the same, so the vector remains hidden outside the laptop screen and only visible within it. Creating a realistic animation. At the end of the animation, split and delete the picture. For a 3D coin animation, go to the Stickers tab and search for money. Download the desired sticker and drag it onto the timeline. Adjust its size and position according to the laptop screen. And animate the coin moving from bottom to top using transform keyframes. Split and delete any extra parts of the coin on the timeline. Apply the same realistic smoke effect to the second picture with the cup by duplicating the smoke effect and adjusting its speed. Go to Stock Media and drag a black picture onto the timeline. Next, double-click on the black picture and go to the mask section. Apply a linear mask, rotate it 90 degrees, and adjust the mask position, blur strength, and picture opacity to create a title stripe effect. If you want to animate it, add 2 keyframes for opacity, setting it to 0% at the first keyframe. Then, add 2 transform keyframes, moving the position down at the first keyframe. Add the same glow blue title to the timeline. Double-click to edit it, and adjust its color, position, and end scale to match the stripe below. Apply animation to the text. Clicking on the Advanced Text Edit option and adjusting the text gap. Align the length of the elements below the text and stripe to match the text. Open the Track Manager. Add a video track below track 1 and click OK. This will add the track to the bottom. Drag and drop the background video of Iman Gadzhi from the media section into this new track. Split and delete any extra parts of the background video and lower its opacity to about 35%. You might notice that the background video is also visible on the laptop screen, which is not desired. To remove it, split the video at the point where it covers the laptop screen, then go to the mask section and choose the rectangle mask option. Adjust the size and position of the mask in the preview player according to the laptop screen. And invert the mask by clicking the Invert Mask toggle. If the mask position is affected by the picture animation, animate the mask scale accordingly. For the next animation, animate the text to make it smaller. To avoid any animation issues, create a compound clip for the text and animate it using transform keyframes. For the upcoming animation, drag and drop another black image from stock media onto the timeline. Split and delete any extra parts. And go to the mask section. Choose the linear mask option, rotate it about 12 degrees, and adjust its position as needed. Now let's add a border to the left side. Go to stock media and drag and drop an image for the border. Double-click on the border image, and in the mask section, select the parallel lines mask option. Make the width of the mask smaller to create a border line. Rotate the line 12 degrees to match the black picture, and adjust its position to bring it closer to the left side of the black picture. Next, drag and drop another picture from the media into the track above. Adjust its size and position. Then drag and drop the same blue glow title from the titles onto the timeline. Double-click on it and edit it as needed. Adjust the size, position, color, gap, and animation of the text, placing it on the lower right side of the screen. To give it another touch, select the tracks from the text track to the black image below, right-click, and make it a compound clip. At the start of this compound clip, add 2 keyframes. In the first keyframe, move the compound clip to the right side of the screen so it disappears, creating an entrance animation. To create a mask transition at the end of these clips, select everything on the timeline with CTRL-A and make it a compound clip. Double-click on this compound clip, go to the mask section and select the linear mask. Rotate the mask 90 degrees and move its position to the top of the screen. Add 2 keyframes for the mask position. In the second keyframe, move the mask position to the bottom of the screen, creating a mask transition. For the background, drag and drop the same Iman Gadzhi background, lowering its opacity to your liking. Go to the titles again and drag and drop the glow blue title onto the timeline. Double-click to edit it, applying text, color, gap, and animations as desired. You can adjust the project at any time according to your idea and experience. This concludes the animation tutorial in Filmora 13, inspired by Iman Gadzhi's style. Now you can design professional motion graphics just like Iman Gadzhi. Start editing like a pro today.